Now to a couple of magnificent men in their flying machines. Jenson Button is the handsome British Formula One world champion. Jamie Whincup is an Aussie V8 superstar. It made for a gripping intercontinental shootout. Their insurance companies are just glad it wasn't the Ashes.
Last season was the first time I had a car that was good enough to win races and challenge for victories.
If you follow Formula One, you'll know that Jenson Button is the reigning world champion. If you don't, you'd be forgiven for not knowing his name.
Tell me, you were racing 10 years before your World Championship season last year. In those years, how many races did you actually win?
Before that season, I won one race in F1.
You see, before he put the Brawn team on the winner's podium last year, Button spent most of his 10-year career smelling the fumes of the cars in front.
One race in 9 years.
Yeah.
Did you discover some magic go faster pill last year?
Well, it can be a frustrating sport to be racing in Formula One because it doesn't matter how good you are, if you don't have a competitive car, you're never going to win races. Well, I'm just thinking about the first time I drove an F1 car.
Button is back in Melbourne where his 2009 World Championship blitz began. Only this time, he's in Vodafone McLaren colours alongside that other British world champion, Lewis Hamilton.
You're here as a world champion against the former world champion. You're both Brits. Who's faster, you or Hamilton?
Well, you hope it's yourself, but you never know until you...
No, come on, back yourself. Who's faster?
As I said, you hope it's yourself, and that's why it's exciting for me as well, because I don't know. Lewis doesn't know.
In a sport where the winner's skills are lauded as superhuman talent, this mild-mannered Englishman is quite upfront about something Mark Webber fans quietly mutter amongst themselves.
How much of it is the car and how much is the driver?
For me, it's a pointless question to answer because nobody knows.
It's also a question Australian V8 Supercar champion Jamie Whincup has asked. And today, the racing gods answered. The two drivers got to swap cars for the day. Forget the left-hand clutch and left-foot brake. This is the first time Jamie Whincup has ever so much as sat in a Formula One car.
I was completely blown away the first lap. I was so far behind the car. It was driving me. I was pretty much attending the steering wheel to start with.
The racing boot on the other foot, Jenson Button must be one of the first people to describe a V8 supercar as slow. Not that you'd know it. If Jamie Whincup has aspirations beyond the V8s, there's certainly a lesson to be found in Button's 10-year sudden success. Victory often means going from one defeat to the next with no loss of enthusiasm.
Did you really fail your driving test when you went for it?
First time, yeah.
What happened?
Well, I went for a gap that wasn't there. The lady that was taking my test said that I was too confident.
Which is good spirit if you're on a racetrack.
Exactly. I passed it a couple of weeks later, though.